little bit more mild today. I do have the insurance on the the Toyota Solero, and we'll be driving that soon. But we're going to start bending and cutting the corners of the hood. So the hood, we built some supports for between the live stream and doing it separately. So now we got a big cross brace there. We got to put in, we did this corner here, and we're going to do this corner right here. It needs some extra support so that when the hood opens, where it hinges, it'll be strong and not flimsy. So I forgot to shut that stupid my announcements off, so I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything with that or not. We're going to find out. Anyways, yeah, maybe we can right here. There we go. All right. So we're going to get to tracing out this one and cutting it. Do this live. I've been doing this live to try to motivate myself to get this project done. So I don't know of the things that I've been doing on the channel, if this has been doing as well in terms of people watching, but we've been at least doing something, right? So we're doing this here. So I'm doing this one a little different than the other side because I found a couple of things that I didn't like on it. So we're going to make it happen the way that I think will be better. So we're going to... The last one I had a bend at a ½ inch. Oh, that's a whole inch. So maybe we gotta go longer. We gotta go another quarter. Actually, I don't know that we can. So the measurements, if anyone's keeping track or matters, I had it at 1 3/4 inches with a ½ inch bend. So now we're going an inch, or I'm sorry, 2 inches with 3/4 inch bend, and we're marking that out. So yesterday I bent it first, and then, and I'll take you there to do it. Bent it first, and then, so I'm making a scribe for the bend, and then a scribe for the cut, and we'll bend it, and then cut it after the bend is made. Because if you only have a short lip, it doesn't bend as well in the metal brake. So hopefully you can see the two scribes here. Yeah, we got 6 people here. Oh, there you go. You can see those 2 lines. This line is going to be the bend line. Sorry. This line. Oh, it's weird. From here it looks like I'm right, but because of the way it is. The inside line is the bend line, and the other side is the cut line. So we're going to start cutting, and then we'll start welding. The welding part of it seems to get a lot of views. Gets people excited. Some of it doesn't. Our live streams are kind of been really interesting as of late. We had a lot of early people come on board, and we had a lot of new subscribers. I was having a promotion. If you're new to the channel, if you like, subscribe, and comment down below how many subscribers we're at. I'll put your name on the hood of the Lambo. Hello there, Charles. Thanks for joining us this morning. Happy Sunday to you. So we're gonna make the bend on this support. I mean, this is not flimsy, but this is sheet metal, and we're adding this support for strength. So I'm gonna put this in the metal brake. We'll bend it. You'll see that bend live, and then we'll cut the other side with the metal shears, and then we'll weld it in place. So for those of you following along on the Lambo build, I'm trying to reinforce the hood so that it's not as flexy when you open and close it. So I think what we got built so far is actually pretty good, but we can always improve. So improving the strength of it by adding a few key pieces at the stress point. So, and then we'll come back and we'll have to cut out the reliefs. But first I'm putting the clamps on the, this is on the brake here. Can you see that all right? You want to come in closer? I don't know why there's something satisfying about bending the metal. Hello, is this metal? Can you possibly make a We are building a Lamborghini. That's what we're working on right here. This is my Lambo project. It is not a real Lamborghini. It is an ex-Buffalo police car, a Crown Vic. But I don't know why this is satisfying. So this is sheet metal. Let me see if I can get you down here. Can you see the sheet metal on the brake? So I got that clamped down. We got our scribe mark on the bend. Here's our cut mark over here. Probably can't see all that, but we'll bend that up. Okay. Now, you wouldn't think that that little bend does anything, but it actually adds a lot of strength. When we weld this all together, it will actually be, it will increase the rigidity and lessen the flexy part. So I'll take this out of here. It's kind of like origami. See that bend? That's what we just made. And then what we'll do, I'm going to cut this now with the metal shears. I'll try to get you in as close as I can. So the metal shear part, we're going to cut. You can see that line right there. Can you? I don't know. With the lighting, it might be tough. There's a scribe line. Trust me when I say there's a scribe line there. I don't know if I can get the light to show it, but there's a scribed line here we're going to cut with the metal shears. But we'll have to do it this way, actually. We'll have to do it upside down. This is what I did last time because the line, because the bend is up, the line is backwards. So you're like right here. We're a little off the line, but okay, so now, I don't know if you can see that, but this is actually pretty rigid. So it's like origami. Calling OSHA, uh-oh. Hit it with your purse, I'll try that. When you bend it, some parts break. Will some of the parts break? I don't think so. I hope it's going to be strong enough. So I'll show you what part we're working on. Take it down here because we're at the corner of the hood here. So hopefully you guys can see that all right. And good morning to everyone. Hope you're having a good Sunday. It's going to be hopefully a good day. But see that corner? We already welded that piece in. This piece right here, gave it a channel all the way down so that the hood pivot points, the hinges that we're putting in there, hopefully it'll have more strength. So we're doing the same thing on this corner. And this is a little bit, it's not exactly even side to side, unfortunately, but we're just going to have to go with it. This piece is a little bit different. So we're gonna the first part we're gonna cut out is this little notch right here to drop that down. I don't even know if we have to actually. I think it's the other side that's not flat. So it's over here that I gotta notch out. Notch that out. That'll drop this piece down and we'll get this flushed with the edge. That side's a little bit down. It's not going to be the same from side to side, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. Just kind of how things go sometimes. We'll go this way here, and then we'll notch this here because this hood's got a little bit of a bend we had to put in because of the fender design. So we'll take this out here. This will get a little bit. So I'm scribing the underside of this. So actually I'm going to grab the grinder. I'll take it back to the grinder. We'll grind this section out. We'll grind the section out here where it matches this. And then we can put this piece in, weld it up. We'll treat the metal for, anti-corrosion so that once this is boxed in, it won't corrode underneath. We'll do that on both this piece and the piece underneath. I got the welder pretty much set up. The only thing I got to do is take care of the marks I just put in here. So I'll bring it back to the bench place, grab my goggles wherever I put those, right underneath the camera, and then we'll start grinding that out. We'll treat it up, we'll weld it in, and then the hood will be, for all intents and purposes, ready to go back on. So I do have to get my grinder though. Sorry for the mess, I got a mess in here. That's what happens when you're building a car. Great mess. But that's okay. Eventually we'll get this car out of here and we'll clean this whole bench and everything. So the question is, does it make more sense Okay, we got that notched out where I think it should be. Now we gotta clear this part. I just don't know how. Now we're gonna clamp this because no matter which way I go, maybe like this. So I can kind of see my mark. It's kind of uneven at the top. We'll try grinding that out. I'm gonna check chat. Funcino, such a first world hobby. Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Yeah. I am back. Can you say 6'7"? Sure. I don't even know what that trending thing is, but I'm sure it's, you know, something derogatory, but that's all right. 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", whichever. Uh-oh. I got a message held for review. Man, you guys are brutal this morning. I don't even know why that's held for review. FH4. I love watching people do shit for no reason. America, baby, yeah. Chino Green. Doing random things for no reason. That's the name of the game, right? All right. Hand grinder, check. Grinder here. See if I can see my marks. Well, may not look like I did much on there, but I ground out a little section so that this should fit in place where we need it. So we'll go back there and we'll try it. Stop and have some coffee here quick. Little coffee break. For those of you trolling me, that's all right. I don't know why you're trolling, but that's okay. Gives you something to do, I guess. Let me see if I can read any more comments. We got any more good trolling comments? Nope. They all left. I guess they didn't give the reaction that they wanted, but that's okay. So, this corner of this hood here, right? I'm going to treat with anti-corrosive materials, and we'll paint that in. Who knows why they're calling OSHA on me. I'm doing this in my garage, so it'll give them something to what's going on, Brett? How you doing, man? How's your Sunday going? Safety third, I always say. We're gonna treat that metal and the inside of this metal, and we're gonna weld this baby in to that corner, and then we'll paint it all up inside so that hopefully it doesn't rust when we do the body work and paint the actual hood when it's finished. So anyways, hope everyone's having a great day. Let's see if our cuts and grinding got us where we need to be. I think it will. So this is going to go in here like so. Okay? So I see something we can improve. Definitely see something we can improve. So that I like. So this will tie the hinge point. This will tie the hinge point into the actual the cross brace there. So that I like. What I don't like is this is too high, so I have to notch out from here from there we might take the grinder to this a little bit, where that weld is. The grinder there will notch that. Notch that, and then take that corner out. I know my scribe marks, if you actually saw those in person, would not make sense, but they make sense to me. So I guess that's all that matters. I wish I could get you in the... Actually, I might be able to. Let me get my grinder, because you know what? You know what brings everyone in the chat is grinding on this thing. Hey, thanks, Jose. How you doing? You got some Little Caesars last night, Brett. Your stomach doesn't go, yeah, well, sometimes that Little Caesars is a little, shall we say, not as healthy as it could be. So I'm going to put you here so you'll be able to see the hood. I'm going to go grab the grinder. So the hood's there. I'm going to grab the grinder and we'll start grinding here. So, because we're doing this in midair, and you know OSHA not approved, we'll get the Fun with Cars logo right on channel here, and we'll do this. So this seems to help the algorithm. So if any of you were here last weekend when I was doing the carbon fiber, and that was a fail, we still got to do that giveaway someday. Good morning, John. Oh, hey, Peter Mazrowski, thank you for sending that. I appreciate that. So here we go. Now, I don't know if you saw what the fitment was before, but we made some mods here to this. You know what was funny? I was shooting those sparks, and then I realized I was shooting them on top of the gas can. I thought, well, then we'd really get some fireworks this early in the morning. So I had to change my grinding pattern, because that's not OSHA approved in any way. So let's see how this looks now. So I modified this here, that this should fit. Should tuck into here, touch this. I feel like that should be pretty darn good. We'll kind of match the other side. We'll probably have to notch this off once we get it welded in. How's it look from your side? Looks good from your house? We're just going to go for it. I think that's all we're going to do. We'll tack, grind, tack. We'll just keep doing it. Something's got to give. There's a song like that. Something's got to give. All right. We're just going to go. We'll clean up the metal with the die grinder, and then we're just going to go for it. That's all we can do. Oh, we got flexi mount shelving system got delivered yesterday. We'll be doing a video on that. Getting organized for spring cleaning. Are you able to see the welding down here pretty good? Oh, I know where I gotta get that. I missed this spot right here. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's not horrible either. I think we gotta grind this corner just a tad bit more to get the angle we need at the very end of it. So I'll get you back in the spark zone here. This one corner right here, I think if I put a little bit more relief, because it's not sitting perfectly square, I'm gonna put a little bit more relief in that, and that should hopefully square that up. So, okay, here we go. Now, once we get these hood braces finalized, we can put the hood back on. I think the hood's good enough that we can start doing the body work around the lights like we're really trying to get. I still have to weld in the hood latch system, but for the most part, we're close. We are close. At least close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades, as they say. So, here we go. Oh yeah, I actually like that a lot. We'll split the difference there so we have less of a gap to weld. That's it. We're going for it. You guys ready to start welding? Because we're going to weld this baby in, whether it wants to be or not. Try to keep the paper towels out of the way of the sparks so we can start any fires this morning. Although fires get more views on YouTube. Disasters get more views on YouTube. All right, turning the gas on, shielding gas on. Welder is on. Need my welding helmet. All right. Here we go. Can you see? Oh yeah, it's right on the screen. Ooh, the sizzle of bacon. That's a good sound. Not necessarily like that, though, but where's our hand? So now, a little bit of noise. Just closing the gap on that a little bit. So that, well, I'll try this first. Like that. Oh yeah, I can feel, I actually, I know it doesn't seem like it, but you can feel how much strength is in there already. Okay, now we can weld this piece all the way down. Then we'll paint it all up. And I think this hood's ready to go. I mean, for all intents and purposes. Probably going to use some body panel insulating, I guess we call it caulk. I don't know what we call it, but we're going to put something there to help dampen the vibration. Well, I know we got some good penetration on that weld because it was kind of burning through it if I held on it, so that means it, you know, it'll be stronger in my opinion. So now we'll just weld this gap here. That's definitely not going anywhere now. We'll finish welding this seam and we'll grind her down a little bit and then paint that so it doesn't rust. Get rid of that wire in there. Now we gotta do this up here. And it sounds like a Sunday morning, sizzle of bacon. You like that? Now I'm going to just get this. mean, yeah, I can feel how solid it is now. I know you won't be able to really see it on camera, but you might have to take the grinder and notch that a little bit. In fact, we'll probably do that now. But in my opinion, this side is also done. That gives us a straight line all the way down the hood. It ties this in. Ideally, I probably will have to notch this out and bend it to meet here and then weld it in, just to give it a little bit more strength. So that ties it into the cross, and that gives it strength and rigidity all the way down the hood. By no means am I a metal engineer, but or a metallurgist or anything like that, but in terms of just feel, I guess would be the best way of saying it. I think we're going to be good. We'll grind this a little bit, notch that out so we get the hood pinning okay, and then, although I should see a couple spots on the edge of this hood that I can add a little weld to. That might be a little overkill, but it's all right. Better too much than not enough. Well, try to save on some weight, but gotta get it straight. So now what I'll do, bear with me, folks. exposed a little. Thought I saw a little tiny gap or something. Oh yeah, there it is. We'll just burn that in and grind her down. Still hot, even though it's probably the paint, it's still hot for the paint, but it does keep the moisture off the paint. And now I'll treat it with the, I use this Rust-Oleum rust reformer. Even though there's no rust on it, rust can form very fast. So I just hit this with the rust reformer, which and I know it's overkill, but it's alright. Just want something on there underneath all the paint. I don't want that to be a rust spot in the future if this ever gets done. Well, hopefully that's coated enough. Take our paper towels and dab up the excess. Again, this is not for looks underneath here. It'll get body work and paint later, but I wanted to treat the metal before the base clears so that it does not rust. We will final paint all this stuff, and I should probably go over, now we'll probably leave the hood off. We'll start working the edges. We can take the hood back off again to get the underneath before the final. So the edges are the most important, critical aspect. So the hood shape, the edges, those I think work in all right shape. We have what I think is going to be a strong basis here. We'll get the paint all over the floor, that's all right. Floor won't rust. So, in my opinion, now the hood stability is good. Now we got to fix that hood latch. So maybe we'll do that now. This might be the time for that. What do you say? How are we going to do this so that I can stand it up? Stand it up on its edge. Yeah, we burned through some names, huh? We got to weld good spot to see that? I hope so. If I can bring something to stand like that, I think that'll stay. There we go. Now, we have to weld this back in place. So in order to do that, probably put a tack or two here, and then we're going to reinforce it. Can you see that okay, where I'm working? Yeah, it'll do it. So let me get the, because I have this hood just propped up here, I mean this is some high-tech bullshit right here. Let's go like this. Cross over you. And we got the dead plants there, so we can start those on fire. Let me get my, because I'm wearing shorts. Get this here. That's my skin burn. Twice now. So, now we can flip the hood and weld in some reinforcement for that wire. And then we'll bend it from there. Hopefully there's enough hood latch adjustment that that's at least, yeah, it feels pretty solid. We'll straighten it as much as we can. Okay, hopefully you can see where I'm welding here. Yeah, I actually like that. So, we'll weld it on the inside too. Oh. I mean, it's not the prettiest, but it is kind of what we need to do. Tie this into the metal here. Hopefully, we're not too far off where we need to be. This here. it smells really nice. Nah. But I think if we add a little bit here, get open the door. Whew. Holy smokies. Take my goggles off. All right, let's see what we got for any comments, if anything. If anyone's even still here. We got 5 people still here, 11 likes. Thank you for that. Let's see. Reminds me of mad scientist. Yeah, we're definitely a mad scientist, Jen. Sun glare is kind of bad. Sorry. You forgot to yell fire in the hole. This is true. Tyler Frost says he's blind. Disasters are definitely entertaining. See it? All right. I think we're good here. So, I think, in my humble opinion, other than the smoke fumes that we're clearing out of here, this thing, once it cools down, will be ready to go in terms of putting it back in the car. Then we got to work on the fender edges. We got to bend sheet metal to curl underneath the hood so that it's got strength and it matches the hood lines. So that's the next step of this process. I'm not a body guy, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn. No, I didn't, but that's where we're at. I do need some coffee though. Getting low on the coffee. So I think I'm going to use caulk to, you know, ever see underneath the hood of a car, they have this like foamy caulk that they put in between the braces and the sheet metal to dampen the like tin can effect. That's what we're going to use. We're going to find some kind of caulk to do that with. I'm sure they make body caulk that's like super expensive, but we'll find an alternative to that at Home Depot like we normally do. Fire caulk is what I've been using because I figure, well, if you got an engine fire, you know, fire caulk's rated for a couple thousand degrees for 15 minutes. That's probably the stuff to use. I don't know. That's where we're at. Whew. Yeah, it smells. I wish you had smell-o-vision to smell what I'm smelling. But I'm half tempted to weld something down the edge of the hood to match both sides. I'm not motivated enough, I guess. I don't know. So if you look at the edge of that hood, at the far edge, it's only a single piece of sheet metal. I was gonna take a band of sheet metal and hit that side and kind of make it more uniform. It would add a little strength, add a little weight too. Not that we're being overly conscious about weight, but you know, don't want to not figure in weight. So, I don't know. Guess you could use body filler too, but we're right here. Right here. Like, why don't we buzz? We do that, it'll tie everything together, we'll weld it in place, and then I think this hood is like as factory-like as possible. Oh, look at the paint sticking to where plastic. I put plastic down on the garbage bag down on the floor to stop it from painting the there. But yeah, if I take a thin strip of metal all the way down and weld it in place, I think that's what we're going to do. And then, essentially, in my humble opinion, the hood will be complete. Then we can start finalizing the fenders and doing the body work there. So We're right here. Might as well do it. So, yeah, I'm going to get a coffee and get motivated. I'll probably come back on another stream. I'm going to work on that edge. I don't know that anyone is interested in watching me cut another piece of metal and welding it down. Maybe I'll make a short of it. So, Jen, thanks for being here as always. I know it was a quick hour. I appreciate everyone that's come on and watched the hood building process for the Lambo project. And we'll be putting the hood on a little bit later. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks, Jen. We'll talk.